Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to our lecturer Dr. Nuriah binti Yusof. Today we will present our mini project Occupational Safety and Health Implementation and Industry, Pemat Industri, Sendirian Berhad, BISP. These are our team members. Number one, Abdul Rahman bin Ramlan. Number two, Muhammad Daniel bin Muhammad Syahiri. Number three, Muhammad Syami bin Shamsuddin. Number four, Muhammad Zamrul Aiman bin Zaini. This is the content of our presentation. First, introduction, company background. Project briefing. The purpose of this simple task is to show the student how their industry has implemented occupational safety and health measures. Students' comprehension will be enhanced by conducting research about the company. OSHA promotes preserving stable and fair working conditions. It authorizes occupational safety and health program carried out by individual company through OSHA. This is briefly about the company information. Who we are. Pemat Industri Sdn Bhd. It located at three locations, which is number one in Bukit Sentosa, Rawang. Number two in Shah Alam. Number three, Rasa, Ulu Selangor. What we do, first, automotive sector. It manufacturing of metal stamping and assembly. It also design tool and die for fabrication service. For the oil and gas sector, it manufacture and supply empty new steel drum. The customer of the BISP are Produa, Proton, Isuzu, Ingress, and also Petronas. And this is the business location. And part A, facilities for occupational safety and health. Safety and health policy at workplace. Factory Machine Act FMA 1967 and also Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 were referred as the main rules and regulations. In this company, Mr. Muhyiddin was appointed as the head of department for safety and health to make sure and educate the employees to fulfill the requirement of the rule and regulation as well as safety and health policy that have been established by the authority and company. The main purpose of the Occupational Safety and Health Act is to give the exposure and encourage the safety and health to the employer and employee at the working area. This is the Safety, Health and Environment Community Organization 2020 of the BISB, and the also Safety, Health and Environment Policy of BISB. Existing facility relevant to act or to prevent hazard. It is compulsory for all the factory to provide and establish the safe working area, not only to prevent any accident or incident towards the worker, but this is to reduce any losses either in terms of employer or employees. In Rasa plant, fire extinguisher are the important safety facility that equipped inside or outside of factory. The fire extinguisher were placed at the area that can easily approached by the worker. The way on how to use fire extinguisher was specifically explained by Jabatan Bomber and Penyelamat Bomber and also by management, especially safety and health department representative. All of the pathway in the Rasa plant were marked with yellow tape and red color for the working area as the warning sign of the hazard to the employee so that can be alert when working or performing the job at that area. All the machines were equipped with standard operation procedure (SOP) and under maintenance sign when undergoes the maintenance activity. This is the evidence of existing facility relevant to act or to prevent hazard. Number one is fire extinguisher. Number two is barrier and color pathway. And number three is under maintenance sign. Safety equipment and personal protective equipment (PPE). When doing the jobs, the workers were encouraged by the management of the company to wear their personal protective equipment (PPE) to make sure and protect the worker from any injury in terms of safety of the employers. If the worker does not wear the PPE completely, the worker will be fined RM5 by the management. This is to educate the worker about the importance of the personal protective equipment (PPE). It is also to lessen the probability the serious accident or incident at the working area, as well as to reduce losses of the company to compensate either in terms of money or initiative to the worker. This is the basic PPE requirement. Number one is safety boot. Number two, respirator. Number three, goggle. Number four, earmuff. Number five is safety helmet. Maintenance program, communication tool and safety checklist. Pemat Industri Sdn Bhd BISP, especially in Rasa plant, also implement total preventive maintenance (TPM) to make sure the condition all of the machine can be performed well, not cause any serious accident or incident. There are two types of the total preventive maintenance that implemented by BISB, such as plant maintenance (PM) and condition-based maintenance (CBM). This is a set of techniques to ensure that every machine in the production line can perform at the optimum efficiency. To avoid from the past accidents such as the worker finger hurt again at the pre-coiling glue machine, the sensor and buzzer were installed as the further action by the management, especially safety and health department. For the communication, the worker will be reminded before start performing the job in every morning given by Mr. Azahari. As the manager of Rasa Plant, it is to make sure the worker aware about the importance of the safety and health at the working area. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Abdurrahman bin Ramlan. I will be discussed about the part B, which is hazard. What is hazard actually? According to United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction (UNISDR), it's a natural process or occurrence that has a negative influence on the economy, society, and ecosystem, and includes both natural elements and human variables that are related to natural ones. Industrial hazards are defined as any condition or substance produced by industries that may cause injury or death to the personnel or loss of product or property. Mechanical, electrical, physical, chemical, and economic hazards may occur in the SIB steel drum production factory site. Before filling out the hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control hierarchy form, the likelihood and the severity must be determined. Figures below shows their ratings and how to determine the risk level for the detected hazards. Denmark Industries in Berhad has implemented the risk evaluation by using a qualitative method where it evaluated using two-dimensional risk metrics. This method also classifies the risk by the probability of an accident occurring and the severity of the accident. These are the machines that were used in the ISB for their manufacturing process, which are auto filling machine, auto stamping machine, auto welding machine, auto beating machine, corrugating machine, seaming machine, leakage test machine, hydraulic and electrical system, washing line, engine equipment, drying equipment, and lastly, cooling equipment. So next, this is the hired form for Burma Industries Sdn Bhd, which is for the steel drum production line. These are five hazards that may happen during the steel drum production line, which are pressing roller when inserting sheet metals, unguided machine when stepping sheet metals, splashing chemicals when adjusting the glue sprayer, extreme pressure while adding glue into the cylinder, and lastly, unguided machine when feeding plug and flange.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Daniel bin Muhammad Syarili and I will be continuing this presentation for part C, which is emergency procedure of an accident. For the case 1 is emergency evacuation. This scenario in case of emergency alarm has been triggered. Rumah Industry has come up with a procedure which is, first when the alarm goes off, employees and employers should not panic, they must stop working right away by shutting down the equipment at every workstation. Next, follow the emergency escape plan to leave the factory, only taking your personal belongings or personal things such as wallet and personal medications. Next, make sure everyone left the facility safely by performing a head count when everyone has been gathered at the assembly location. And lastly, stand by for instructions from the manager or authorities for further actions. The figure shows the escape route plan that has been prepared by the company. For case 2, which is rescue or ambulance or medical support, this is an event where a worker got cut injuries while handling grinder while working the steel drums. Actions taken by Burma is first they unplug, switch off and remove the grinder from the accident scene. Second, they give the patient first aid right away or request an assistance from a trained professional. And making sure the individual is calmed down to prevent the damage from getting worse. Third, make a call to the emergency services for additional care and let the supervisor know what has happened. And fourth, while waiting for assistance, keep eye on the person's health and make sure he is okay. And lastly, make a report to the authorities about the accident. For case 3, which is compensation and insurance claim, this is an event where a worker suffered severe burn injuries while welding the steel drum body. In order to be eligible for compensation and insurance, the worker must certify that his injuries occurred while practicing spot welding. Next, the employee will need supporting documentation such as incident form, reports from the first aiders, CCTV footage, medical certificates from clinics or hospital, and first aid records. Then, the company management should respond to the claim by providing information about the insurance provider. And lastly, when the insurance company accepted the claim, the employee was required to provide the necessary documentation. The figure shows is the incident report for Burma Industries Sdn Bhd. Next is case 4, which is forensic investigation. This is an event where a worker fell from a ladder while installing the wall fan. In order to prevent this accident from happening again, the company conducted a forensic investigation. First, the investigator determines the specific of the accident by making observation, speaking with a few people, and gathering pertinent information, papers after dealing with the immediate risk. Next, data and records are then analyzed to determine the investigation's findings. And after that, the reviews are based on the outcome. The various causes of the accident are outlined, including the ladder not being examined before its use, the ladder having a defect, and insufficient training. And lastly, the report suggesting assigning to a person in charge to monitor the effectiveness of the corrective measures. For case 5, which is the production shutdown, this is an event where a worker's hand got stuck in the leakage test machine, which did not stop operating even after pressing the cancel button. The actions taken for the workers that has been through the accident: first, they provide medical attention to the injured worker by hitting the emergency stop button for the entire line and immediately alert the supervisor. Next, find out why the leakage test machine isn't working properly and contact the maintenance for repair. After that, while the repairing and maintenance services are being performed, all related workers should be temporarily exit the manufacturing line. And lastly, they must wait for instruction from the manager for a temporary switch of task. The figure shows when the maintenance workers is repairing the machine that got into a problem, which caused the accident.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Shahmi and I will present part D, which is Design the Operational Safety and Health Management System, Enforcement of Occupational Safety and Health Practice at Factory. Firstly, this is a key element of a health and safety management. They start from policy development to organizing development to developing technique, planning, measuring and reviewing. To create a good safety and health management system, the company must do a daily meeting before start working because it will remind the employee about safety before they start doing their work. Next, the company must have a 5S activity because it is a technique to minimize waste and maximize productivity by keeping the workplace tidy and use information received from every employee to provide more effective outcome. If the workplace is tidy, it will reduce the hazard. Next, the company must have an operational safety and health document such as product certification license and quality management system certificate ISO 9001. It is to prove the company ensure all the safety and regulation have been followed. The certificate also show that the company's employee receive the necessary training on the requirement of the quality system. Next, to increase the safety in industry, the company must do safety and awareness training program such as ergonomic and handling in the workplace training course and fire evacuation course. The ergonomic and handling in the workplace training course provide a necessary knowledge for employee how to do a work in a correct posture. By doing so, it will decrease the chance that they may experience the effect of ergonomic. Next, fire evacuation course. It will provide knowledge to employee about a safety technique called a fire drill. It's used to teach individual what to do in case of a fire. Then, a good company must provide a safety procedure for the employee to do work so the employee know the correct way to do their work step by step. Also, must have a basic safety rule such as stay alert, wear the right clothes, use the right tool, learn how to live, and get first aid immediately. Next, a company that have a lot of machine must have a warning and emergency system such as personal protective equipment, machinery safety system, caution and warning sign, emergency escape route. All of this will reduce a chance of hazard if any accident happen. Finally, companies shall record all the accidents that happen to collect data and compare it every 3 months. If there are more accidents that happen in the specific month, the company shall investigate and make an improvement in the company to increase the safety of the company. This procedure can control the accident case that happen in the company and can avoid any same accident from happening again. We have arrived at our last slide. Our site visit at Denmark Industry Sdn Bhd gives us a lot of knowledge. The company comply with the occupational safety and health. They have implemented the operational safety and health management scheme, where worker got safety training, a maintenance schedule, a communication tool, and a protection checklist. It is to make sure they adhere all the safety procedure at all time. And in conclusion, every company in Malaysia should follow the rule and regulation that had been prepared by Occupational Safety and Health OSHA 1994. It to secure the safety of the company and protect the employee from any hazard and dangerous occurrence that can harm their life while working. No safety, no accident. That's all from us. Thank you for listening.